Hi friends, good morning, good afternoon, bonjour. Welcome back to our SuSe cluster configuration series. So in our last video, we have seen that we did the configuration of our cluster servers and our infrastructure is ready, where now my cluster nodes are having their time synchronizations coming from the NTP server, and all my cluster nodes, they are having the iSCSI service, that is the storage is configured on them. So it's working, and here if we check lsplk, so this shows me that I have 3 disks added, one of 20 gigs, one of 2 gigs, and one of 10 gigs. The same is here. We'll check on both the nodes. lsplk, here also we have the same 3 devices added. So my disks are connected. I have the SAN connectivity, as well as I have our time date configuration. So my machines are synchronized, my cluster nodes are ready for the packages to be deployed on there. Okay, so for getting your cluster packages, there is one step that you have to perform. You need to obtain the repository for the high availability packages there, and this you can do by visiting the website SuSe.com, and then go in and click on this free downloads link. Or if in case you already have a subscription of SuSe, then log in with your respective account, and after logging with your account in there, then do the download the packages there. So here, if you are doing it for your proof of concept or you are trying to learn, just do one thing: come to the SuSe.com site, create an account on the SuSe portal, and then come down to your SuSe Linux Enterprise High Availability segment. Okay, so where you have to go is, you have to go to this website SuSe.com Linux, and then click on the free downloads. Come down to this section where we have as SuSe Enterprise Linux High Availability extension here. Okay, so come to this section. Here SuSe provides you a free 60 days high availability extension trials. Click on your download link, then log in with your respective account. Here we are working upon the SuSe Enterprise Linux High Availability Service Pack 12, SP3 Service Pack. So I'll go for the Intel AMD, select in the respective hardware architecture which you have in your environment, and then log in on your system and go and try download the trial version DVD. Okay, then you will have to register your box and you have the packages. So here I'll just show you the process. I have the DVDs connected, which I have downloaded from the SuSe portal, and I'm having both my optical media connected on the 2 nodes. So here I have used my file which I'll be using for the SuSe package, and I have already downloaded it from the SuSe server. That is my SP11. Put in the installation media, and then you can go ahead with the process. Okay, so I'll show you like how you can. So this is my cluster node 1 and my cluster node 2. So in front of you, we just added the repository. Okay, I'll check my existing DVD if in case any is there, and then on my cluster node 2, we'll try to get it connected. We'll say it as connected and do the configuration here. Okay, so one method is you can use your zipper lr command to list the repositories which are presently available to you, and you can use your command zipper ar to do the configuration, add a repository. Otherwise, if you love YAST, you can go on, run the yet another setup tool, and come to your software repository section, then in add a repository, and here I'll use it from my local directory. I'll say next, but and we'll give the path up as here as mnt. We'll say next, but here it doesn't. Okay, it didn't got populated. So before that, let me do, I forgot one step to perform in here. and that is I was supposed to mount my dev/ sr0 to /mnt folder, and ls /mnt, let's validate, yes, it's mounted. df-h t pipe grep ISO, yes, ISO 9660, it's mounted on there. Okay, we'll run our YAS program once again. And software repositories, therein add another repository, go to your local directory, click on next, keep the name mnt, you got the repository, agree to the license agreements. And here what I'll do is, because I have two repositories, one is my CD and DVD, so I'll disable this standard repository and we'll get only the packages required for my high availability extension. Okay, now we can validate zipper LR, and this time I'm having two repositories. So one repository, that is my SLEHA, is enabled and the second repository is disabled. Okay, for this repository to work properly, you are required to have your subscription from SuSe, and without having an active and a valid subscription, you will not be able to do the installation. So get in a subscription. Either you want to get a trial subscription, just get a subscription and then process. Otherwise, you will be facing challenges when you are going to install the cluster packages there. Okay, so we'll just validate on both of our cluster nodes, zipper LR, that I have two repositories and my repository is working fine. Okay, so now what we have to do is we have to install the packages required for my HA cluster. Run the command zipper search HA cluster. So here the main package is HA cluster bootstrap. Okay, and the same thing we'll do it on our zipper search HA cluster package. So we should have the packages visible on both the servers. Yes, we have. And I'll go in with this HA cluster bootstrap package. So zipper install -y this bootstrap cluster package. Okay, I have to firstly -y is not going to work here in this case. Yes. So nothing provides graph was needed by Hawk. Okay, I'll say do not install, break the Hawk package. Hawk is simply required for my GUI access, and here it says that I don't have any source which is providing me the GraphViz packages required. I said okay too. This is going to cause a problem. Okay, we'll have to add in our both the repositories here. Okay, I'm just doing in a cancel. I'll add my local repository and then we will try it through that. Okay, just give me 2 minutes. I'll pause the video and we'll come back with the basic repository. Okay. So here we have just done the rectification, and I have added in my FTP repository here. So we'll just check it once again, zipper LR, and it shows me that I have a /12 sp3 repository and /HA repository. Okay, zipper in HA cluster. So install the package HA cluster bootstrap. Yes. So this shows that it is going to add in some packages automatically on my system, which all are the dependencies of my HA cluster package. And this is going to take in some time. We'll repeat the process on our second server also. Zipper in HA-cluster-bootstrap. I'll say yes. So let the packages get installed on both my cluster nodes. So this is going to take in some time, and here we have all the packages being installed on here. I'll take in a quick session like how I added it. So what I just did it, you need to have the active repository, or you need to have a SuSe manager server somewhere in your network. In my case, it's on my same IP address here. We have the SLEMGR. So I'll just show you like what I did to enable the repository. My cluster node 1, let me take that only. And once I get in connected here, so it shows me, simply go to your YAS package, and herein select the repositories section. Go to YAS, and in YAS select the repositories. Once you get the repository selected, there is an option which allows you to select the FTP repository. Just add that FTP repository here. So come in, go to your software repositories, and in software repositories select the FTP. In my case, it is on my FTP server with the same IP address where my SAN target is, and it's working through that. So we are getting our packages installed on both the nodes. Approximately 41 packages to 45 packages will be installed on your system. So once these packages are installed, we'll continue. So I'm pausing the video. Once they are installed, then we'll move into the next step, like how we are going to configure the cluster. Okay, so till the time, just let me come back, because there is no point in me keeping the recording of these packages installation. Okay, so here we got our packages installed, and let us see if it's properly done there. So rpm-qa pipe grep ha. So here we can check we got the HA cluster bootstrap package available. The same thing we'll check in on our second cluster node also. rpm-qa pipe grep HA cluster. So here we had our HA cluster package. Here also we have our HA cluster bootstrap package. Okay. Now from any one of the cluster nodes, we'll have to execute the command HA cluster init. Okay. So we'll be executing the command HA cluster init from any one of the cluster nodes. And here if we check, let us just do a quick verification. My time date CTL, it's synchronized. Okay, and second thing, let's check, that is my LSBLK, if I have the shared storage available. Okay, my shared storage is gone. Let us check on the other server also. LSBLK, yep, shared storage is gone. Okay, the second one is time date CTL. Okay, that's there. Okay, so for bringing in our shared storage, we'll just do is controller ISC SuSe ATM login. This got failed because I missed in one thing. What I missed is I was supposed to systemctl enable iSCSI service and iSCSI D service. I was supposed to enable these services, which we missed in. We'll enable the services, systemctl enable iSCSI and iSCSI D the service. These services are required for accessing my LSBLKs again. Okay, so we have our cluster storage available to both of us. So from one of my cluster node, I'm going to initiate the command ha-cluster-init. Okay, So what this command is going to do is, this command is going to initialize my cluster. Like here, if you watch, it says that there is no watchdog device found. If SBD to be used, cluster will be enabled to start. Do you want to start the cluster? Yes. SBD is something which we'll be discussing in our further videos, but here as we are going on, so I'll start the continuation of my cluster. Let's check what's my IP. It's having okay. VI etc entries in our etc host file. How that's a problem. We are having our node summing up to 2.3 and TGT. Okay, so let's go to the node itself and do it from there. The cluster node. Let's log in. Cluster init. Yes, I want to continue. Let's see, VIHC corosync .conf. Okay, there is no corosync.conf file. Okay, so this file is actually required for my cluster configuration. So I'll just do what etc corosync.conf, and we'll make in some changes into this file. Vi etc corosync.conf. So here it tells me that what is my cluster join, how much message time delay it has to take, my FTP service, which nodes is having high bit. So it tells me ring number is 0 and bind network address, it's selected up here as 1.0 by default. So the cluster configuration by default takes in that it should be going on with the sample file, but here our cluster is based on a subnet called as 200. So I'll be just adding in that entry here, 200.0. So this bind network address is actually my interface, which is used for making communication over the cluster, and totem is the daemon which is responsible for my cluster configuration here. Okay, so I'll just update this here and let's try to do the cluster initialization once again. Okay, systemctl status corosync cluster engine. This is disabled. Let's start the corosync engine.